Hey, so I'm going to throw a quick video up today. You can see the machine I've got the primer all sanded down. I went back and did some spot filling, some various little defects here and there that I found. So I got to go back and sand this stuff down and then get another coat of primer on it. But what I'm going to put up today, I actually did these, machine these parts back before I got this thing in a primer. So if it looks like we're in a bit of a time warp, it's because we are. So those are the little pieces that go in the bottom here that hold this back cover. I did a machining job on it. One of the things that I think I mentioned in a previous video, and I'll point it out again today. So if you can see, like right here, you see this mark right there? So this screw right here, and if you look at these marks right here, so what that is, got another one kind of right here. So that is oil seeping out of some of these cracks and crevices. So right here, even though I took that set screw out and I blasted it out with brake cleaner and cleaned, the best I could, just so many years of this machine having, been saturated in oil, it's been really, really tough to get the, that all of that oil without taking the entire machine apart and degreasing everything and all the little seams that are hiding this oil. For what I'm trying to do here, that's just not going to be practical. So I am just not, I'm not going to dig into that. We got a little bit right under here. So these are not leaks, from the oil cavities in the machine. It's just literally oil that has seeped in over the years. Even a little bit right around here. On the other machine that I did a really thorough job of spraying it down with brake cleaner and some degreasing solvent within about 20 minutes of spraying paint on it. And that was a few years ago, and that paint has held up really well. That's on the other 10EE I have. So I'm not too worried about it. It's just more annoying than anything. So anyway, we'll get to machining those parts. Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick video today of a little machining job. So these two fellows right here are the little brackets that fit on the frame of my 10EE. You can see that they were really tough to get out. They were misadjusted, so that lower cover on the end, I'll show you where it goes, did not fit great. So I got these guys out, and you can see over the life of this machine, these guys were chewed on pretty good. You can probably see they're bent. So I have a couple pieces of stock like this. I'm going to square it up, get this thing started. One of the things that I did was, if you see right here, this pin, which is the pin that is used in the, it's actually located in the cover, fits down inside this tapered hole. I measured this, it's about a 6-degree taper. I don't have a 6-degree tapered reamer. So what I did is I used a step drill, and I just went down in this piece right here just to check to see if a step drill would do the same job, and it actually fits pretty good, nice and tight. So let's go over to the machine real quick. I'll show you where these parts go, and I'll show you how we make two of those guys. Okay, so the part that I'm talking about is this rear cover right here. So the parts that I'm looking to make go down there and over there. And this is the back cover off of the machine that I'm actually working on. So if you look right here, you can see this pin. It's got a little set screw in it. So I loosened that set screw, so this pin, it's probably not loose enough because there's so much junk on it. No, it's not going to come down. I'll have to get that thing out of there. So this pin sticks down. This is the one on the other side. So see if this thing will go through. I'll try it this direction. So it goes in something like that. Then this part sits in the bottom of the machine and this way, and that's what does the alignment. So I'll show you on the machine what that looks like. So this is the 10EE I'm working on. So right down here, this piece goes right in here. tapered side is up, and it's a very, very tight fit. There's a set screw right there that holds it in place, and then there's another one that goes over here, and there's a set screw in this end that holds that up. So you have a little bit of adjustability in and out, and then you have adjustability with this pin right here up and down to raise and lower this whole end cover. So basically what you want to do is make it flush with here, because then there's an upper cover. So this cover on this machine fit terrible. I thought that that end cover might have been warped, but it's actually not. It was these pins at the bottom. So, you know, while I'm working on this thing, I figured I might as well give it a go. I was able to, you know, do a better job cleaning everything up, getting all the grease and crap that was all stuck in those holes out. Okay, so again, back on this part. So I'm going to make this out of this. I have to make 2 of them. I'm probably going to break a bunch of, you know, machining rules. I'm not really too concerned about super accuracy on this, but I don't want it to be a piece of junk. So I'm just going to do a quick squaring up of this part, and we'll then get started on replicating this fellow right there. So I also have a phase converter that's right behind this bridge port, and unfortunately it makes a racket, but it's the only way I can run my bridge port. So I apologize for the noise. Okay. I think I'll move the camera around a little bit to maybe get a little bit better shot there. All right. So for this, I'm going to use this, what is it? It's a 3/4 inch roughing end mill, high-speed steel. There's a guy on YouTube that just did a series, I think he's got 3 videos on a power drawbar that he makes out of a little paddle operated air wrench, which I think I might do. I'm a short guy and it's a tough reach to the top of that thing. So let me get in here. I'm gonna find out where we are. This is a kind of a flame cut edge. It's pretty crappy. I don't know where this piece of steel came from, and then I don't really know what it is. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to zero my DRO. And just come up a little bit because I don't want to crash into that and chip my tool. So come over here. All right, I'm going to go fire up that phase converter. I guess I came up too far. Just barely touching. That's 20. All I want to do is get a flat edge on this side and then flip it over, flip the other side, get the width. The length is already set. Another 20. So I own a sheet metal shop where we do precision sheet metal fabrication. We have a laser, a bunch of press brakes, an Amada punch press. I am not a machinist, and the only thing that I really know about machining is what I've actually seen on YouTube. So I'm going to say I've got a lot to learn when it comes to machining, but this is just a hobby. Even in the machine or the sheet metal shop, I really don't. Well, not really. I don't do any of the actual machining work or sheet metal fabrication stuff. I run the company. Okay, so this pass got everything screwed up. Okay, get my little burning tool. All right, so the way I decided to make this thing is to take this little piece of steel that I just squared up, and I'm going to put it in the forejaw. So I'm going to have this end sticking out. This is 1/2 inch right here, diameter. I have to double check with this dimensions, I don't remember. And then I'll flip it around. I'll probably go over to the other lathe because I don't feel like taking this forejaw off. Spin this in here so I can put this feature on the end here. It's kind of like rounded over. And I'm going to put that relief in there. Measured it. Looks like it's about 100 or so deep, 50 on each side. All right, so I got in the forejaw, so I'll chew this up here. You've seen a number of guys do it. I haven't done this too often. All right, so let's see. So Swoosh. Okay. All right, so that's pretty good right there. All right, so now what I'm going to want to do is straighten this thing out. I'm going to put my other tool in this thing. Just going to give it a little bit of an angle. All right. I'm just going to clean this face up right here a little bit. Okay, so we're at 0 there. We know that we have to come over. I want to say it's 850. So I'm going to set up my travel dial right here. So 1, 2, 3. 850. Okay, so I'm just going to put a mark right here. Okay. Set my 0. Okay, we're over on the import lathe, and so what I'm going to do is, and the only reason why I'm doing it on this machine is because I'm set up with the 3-jaw. So I'm going to just get this guy in here. Let me go apart and we'll figure out what we need to take off of it. So what I have to do is just round these off. It's probably just cosmetic. Got my compound set at 35 degrees. I think I kind of checked this net. I think that'll work. I have to spin it the other way because I'm on the other side of it. So real quick, I'm going to get back on this part that I have to make. 2 of these parts actually. So it's this guy right here. It's the 2 lower pin, little brackets, I guess, that hold the outer cover on. So pins go down into this hole. It's a tapered hole. Talked about it a little bit earlier. So anyway, so I got this thing all machined up. I turned down this end, kind of rounded this end off, and then now I'm just going to put a hole in it. This thing is not super accurate, so I'm just going to use a drill chuck, and I'm going to use just a one of those laser edge finders because it's just not a critical part. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'll put this edge finder into the drill chuck. And like I said, this thing is not that critical, so I'll just do it this way. And I'm going to use a half function on the DRO. Okay, so I'm going to zero out. Is it 0? I'm going to zero out Y. And now I'll go to the other side. All right, 0 there. I'll go to half function, half Y. Okay, so then the other dimension I got to get is where's that hole in the part front to back. I'm calling it front to back. So let me figure out what that is. Let's see here. Okay, so it's looking like it's a ½ inch from this face to there. So that's what we'll make it. So what I'm going to do is come over here, I'll drop down and find 0, 0 out X, bring it up, going 100, half of the diameter of that probe end. Okay, I'll zero it again. So then if I come in a ½ inch, 0.5, right there. That should be right where I want it, and I think it was 0.8 on the other side, thereabouts. Okay, let's see here. Okay. All right, let's just double check something here. So when I just lined this up, I noticed that at a ½ inch from this face to the hole is a ½ inch. But when I lay the part on here, I realized that this is supposed to be 1 inch long, and you got ½ inch, 0.5 from each end in the middle. So it didn't look right to me. So I realized what I did. So right now it looks correct, but I have a bit hanging off over here. So what I did was I forgot to face this end off to the correct dimension before I rounded it. So I'm just going to drill a hole while I have this set up here. Drill the hole, put this in there, and then I'll put this thing back in the lathe, three jaw on the import lathe, and I'll just face that back and then round it off again. Not a catastrophe. All right, so let's get this chuck out of there, or this guy out of here. Okay, so if you remember this part right here, I had to make this part. And two of these guys, they're really, really chewed up. So I made two of these. And this is where the pin sits in. Pretty happy with that. I deburred it on the deburring wheel. And just, you know, a little bit of a, oh, I don't know, relief from sanding. So, yep. Using my highly accurate optical comparator, which would be my eyeballs, they look perfect.